Well, let's run this snowfall outlook through and let's talk about this one, Todd, because it is a mixture of heavy rain and snow for the region. You could probably tell just by looking at this the approximate position that snow rain line is going to be setting up.
So this has got to be tough for meteorologists.
Yeah.
This would have been an easier forecast if what? If that system had stayed out around Sable Island?
Yes, because then the cold air would have remained in place pretty much for the entirety of the Maritimes, and it'd just be dealing with snowfall amounts instead of trying to figure out where the rain snow line is going to set up. And in this case, it looks like it's going to be setting up right around northern areas of Nova Scotia, with the heaviest of snow taking place right along and just to the north of that line. So snowiest parts of the region with this weather system: PEI, the southeast of New Brunswick, northern areas of mainland Nova Scotia, so that would include Cumberland, Colchester counties, parts of Pictou and Antigonish counties, and the Annapolis Valley, as well as up in the Cape Breton Highlands. Now, towards Atlantic coastal Nova Scotia, that's where it's going to end up being mostly rain. So this is a tricky one because it's happening at night. There could be a scenario where, say, very early Wednesday morning, you leave downtown Halifax or Dartmouth and it's just wet roads, but all of a sudden you get out to the airport and there's potentially, even around the airport area, maybe 10 centimeters of accumulation. So some snowy, slippery roads there, and then even more snow as you climb up to some of the higher terrain and some of the roads that are heading into the Annapolis Valley, talking about the 12, the 10, and the 8. And then, of course, Todd, the usual suspects. You got the Cobequid Pass, you got the 104 and around the Mount Tom area, right? Some of those roads that are climbing up to higher elevations, the Cabot Trail as it gets up into higher elevations. Then even some snowy winter driving conditions there for parts of Prince Edward Island and into the southeast New Brunswick, where you can see about 10 to 20 centimeters.
So if you're driving tomorrow, really around the region, you got to really get a sense of where you're going, because it could be a big fluctuation.
So mostly actually Tuesday night into Wednesday. First part of the day tomorrow is okay. This weather system really ramps up as we go through Tuesday night into Wednesday. So yeah, be aware of where those snowfall warnings are in effect. They're right now, they're out for northern areas of Nova Scotia. And again, late Tuesday night or Wednesday, especially for the morning hours, if you're heading in one of those directions, expect to run into some, again, winter road conditions. So taking a look at our forecast timeline for cloud cover and precipitation. No real concerns for tonight other than the fact that it's going to be very cold across the entire Maritime region, even cold by early December standards, and obviously a cold start to the day for tomorrow. And first part of Tuesday is just increasing cloudiness from the west of us. Now by Tuesday afternoon, some snow will begin to fall in New Brunswick. This will be light snow at first, and as we saw from that snowfall outlook with this weather system, basically across the northern half of New Brunswick, it's expected to remain as light snow. Even locations like Miramichi, Fredericton, probably going to be in that 5 to 10 centimeter range moving into Wednesday morning. As we move through Tuesday evening and Tuesday night, though, the inclement weather, it ramps up. That's when that mixture of snow and rain becomes heavier. It's when we really start to see some snow accumulation around southeastern areas of New Brunswick, parts of Prince Edward Island, and again, northern areas of Nova Scotia. Into the overnight hours, even locations in the north of Nova Scotia that maybe see an initial turnover to rain are likely to flip back over to snow before it clears out Wednesday morning. And there's going to be some high and gusty winds with this weather system as well. They're not too strong on Tuesday. They're variable in direction, relatively light, sustained 10 to 20 kilometers per hour. But they do pick up Wednesday morning into around mid-Wednesday afternoon out of the north and northeast, and some gusts. It's going to be fairly widespread, 60 to 80 kilometers per hour around parts of PEI, the southeast of New Brunswick, and areas of Nova Scotia. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight, several degrees below zero in a lot of cases, and minus double digits widespread, especially for New Brunswick tonight. There are some low temperatures between around minus 17 to minus 12. Highs in the forecast for tomorrow in the north of New Brunswick. The colder air remains in place, so the high temperatures minus 5 to minus 8. And in central and southern areas of New Brunswick, most of the high temperatures between around minus 3 and plus 1, though minus 6 at Heartland, and maybe a couple degrees above the freezing mark around the southwestern coastline, so Campobello up to 3 degrees and Graham and plus 2. Prince Edward Island for tomorrow with high temperatures between minus 2 and plus 1. In Cape Breton, the high temperatures between around 0 and 4 degrees for most, and between 0 and 5 degrees for the north shore and eastern shore of Nova Scotia. Northern and central parts of the province for tomorrow, most of the high temperatures between around minus 1 and plus 2. Slightly milder heading down the south shore of the province there. Some high temperatures between 3 and 5 degrees. And in the afternoon, the high temperatures for the Annapolis Valley, again, near 1 degree. So taking a look at the 7-day outlook for New Brunswick. So again, the snow will be developing beginning Tuesday afternoon, but ramps up, especially for parts of the south of the province as we move through Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning before diminishing to some flurries on Wednesday itself. Flurries on Thursday, and then the next round of very cold air arriving Thursday night into Friday. On the weekend, it's a mix of sun and cloud, and then another round of very cold air arriving Sunday night into Monday of next week. So that's going to be the pattern over the next little bit. For Nova Scotia in the forecast, we've got that heavy snow, rain mix ramping up Tuesday evening, night, ongoing into early Wednesday morning before gradual improvement through the day on Wednesday. Flurries in the forecast for Thursday. It's cold on Friday, a mix of sun and cloud, and another round of cold air arriving Sunday night into Monday. And for Prince Edward Island, coming up in the forecast, again, that snow developing basically Tuesday evening, night, ongoing into Wednesday morning, should be diminishing through Wednesday afternoon. Flurries in the forecast for Thursday, cold on Friday, and then the next round of cold air arrives Sunday night into Monday.